Hi friends, good morning to everyone. Today now we are going to discuss in Geography Unit 6, Physical Geography of Tamil Nadu. In the previous classes we have discussed about the India. Now in this Unit 6 we are discussing about Tamil Nadu. What is physical? The branch of geography dealing with natural features. Physical means nothing but a ERBL, geography OVEL. So physiographic divisions, the climate, natural vegetations, soil, all we are going to discuss in this chapter. First let me know the learning objectives. To know the history of formation of the state, we are going to discuss about the state, how many number of districts have been brought out. Previously, how many number of states? 32, but now current plus 5 districts have been encouraged. So totally now Tamil Nadu has 37 districts. So here to study the major physiographic divisions of the state. Physiographic divisions, it's nothing but a land formation. Land means about the plain, plateaus, mountains, hilly regions, all we are going to be discussed. Then climate, then current situation what is there, and the distribution of flora and fauna. How many number of plants and the varieties of animals are available in Tamil Nadu. So then the next point is to understand the nature of climate, soils and natural vegetation. Then to familiarize the students with the geographical conditions of their living places. Then to know the major natural disasters and their occurrences in Tamil Nadu. Let me go to the introduction first. Look at that. The study of one's own region is the first step to become a global citizen. The study of one's own region is the first step to become a global citizen. The purpose of studying our local territory is to understand the life in our environment. In the last 5 lessons, you have learned about the various geographical characteristics of our country. But in this lesson and those that follow, we shall learn about the geography of Tamil Nadu. So you will get to know about the etymology, that is derivation. Etymology is nothing but a derivation. Derivation means what? The study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed. Okay, the words are changing the meanings. So that is a derivation, creating a new words. Then history of formation, location, size, physical divisions, rivers, climate, soil and natural vegetations of Tamil Nadu in this chapter. So what are the things we are going to discuss? About the history of formation, the derivation, location, size, physical division, rivers, climate, soil and natural vegetation of Tamil Nadu. In this chapter we are going to be discussed. So it's exquisite. Exquisite means beautiful, lovely. So its exquisite physiography and climate makes our state unique in India. So it has long and sunny beaches, waterfalls, hills, forests and varied flora and fauna. Flora means plants, fauna means animals. Do you know matter? As per the States Reorganization Act 1956, state boundaries were reorganized on some linguistic basis. Based on the languages, the states have been reorganized. How we are saying Tamil Nadu, Tamil, based on that. Okay, like that they have been encouraged, reorganized on the basis of linguistic. So look at this, the location of Tamil Nadu in India. Where it is in the extreme southeastern border, you can able to identify. So initially we are going to study about even the boundaries also. Name the first state of India which created on linguistic basis. Andhra Pradesh, Andhra. Okay, the first state of India created on linguistic basis is Andhra Pradesh. Why was the capital of Tamil Nadu renamed? Capital of Tamil Nadu, very before Chennai in English, Madras, isn't it? Now it is called as a Chennai because of the Telugu ruler Chennappa. Look at this. In 17 July 1996, Tamil Nadu capital Chennai. Okay, so here it got its current name, but earlier it was known as Madras. At that time, the nationwide trend was to rename the cities in native language. Ilangovan said Madras was renamed as Chennai in memory of the Telugu ruler Chennappa. So look at this. Now location and size. Tamil Nadu is one of the 28 states of India, located in the southernmost part of the country. It extends from 8 degree 4 minutes north to 13 degree 35 minutes north latitude, and from 76 degree 18 minutes east to 80 degree 20 minutes east longitudes. Its extremities are in the eastern border Point Calimo, in western border hills of Annamalai, in the northern side Pulicat Lake, in the southern side Cape Comorin. So it covers an area of around 1,30,058 square kilometer, and it is the 11th largest state in India. Which state? Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the 11th largest state in India. It covers around 4% of the area of our country. Now, what are the boundaries and the neighbors of the Tamil Nadu? Tamil Nadu is bounded by the Bay of Bengal in the east, Kerala in the west, Andhra Pradesh in the north, Karnataka in the northwest, and Indian Ocean in the south. This is one of your brief answer. Gulf of Mannar and Park Strait, which separates the Tamil Nadu from the island of Sri Lanka, which lies to the southwest of India. The state has around 940 km long coastline, the second longest in India after Gujarat. Now, if you want to see the boundaries, you can see here in India, it was bounded by what like? See here, this is your Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is bounded by the Bay of Bengal in the east, Kerala in the west, Andhra Pradesh in the north, Karnataka in the northwest, and Indian Ocean in the south. So this is the Tamil Nadu boundaries and the neighbors. So here, administrative divisions. Look at this. What is available here? The administrative divisions. Already we have learned that the state of Tamil Nadu had only 13 districts at the time of its formation. Initially when it was formed, so totally 13 districts only it was there. After that, the state was reorganized several times for the administrative convenience. At present, there are 37 districts in Tamil Nadu, including newly created districts such as Kallakurichi, Tenkasi, Chengalpet, Ranipet and Tirupattur. The administrative divisions of the state are given in the following table. Now this is the administrative divisions, the numbers, districts. How many districts now? Totally 37. So in the previous last year academic 32, now plus 5 they have added. Revenue division 76, taluks 226 taluks were there, firkas 1127, revenue villages 16,564, municipal corporations 15, municipalities 125, panchayat unions, that is block wise 385, town panchayats 561, village panchayats 12,618, Lok Sabha constituencies 39, assembly constituencies are 234. So these are the administrative divisions of the state which we have learned. Now we'll come to the point. Physiographic divisions. So let's see the major physical features of Tamil Nadu and their characteristics. Tamil Nadu is located on the Peninsula Plateau, that is known as Deccan Plateau. It is also a part of the ancient Gondwana land that broke away 135 million years ago during Cretaceous period. Tamil Nadu is divided into the physical divisions of Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Plateaus, coastal and inland plains. So very first we are going to discuss about the Western Ghats. Western Ghats, which extend from the Nilgiris in the north to Maruntuvar Malai at Swamitop in Kanyakumari district in the south. Height of the Western Ghats ranges from 2000 to 3000 meters. It covers an area about 2500 square kilometer. Though the Western Ghat is a continuous range, it has some passes. What are the passes? The gaps between the one state to the another one. The passes are Palghat, Shenkota, Aralvai Mori and Achankoil. The Nilgiris, Anemalai, Palani Hills, Cardamom Hills, Varasanadu, Andipatti and Agasthyar Hills are the major hills of Western Ghats. See the map now. This is Tamil Nadu political map. In this you can see these are the districts, but latest 5 districts which they have announced, it is not divided, not bifurcated yet. So except a few, all the districts of Tamil Nadu except the Chennai, the Nilgiris and the Kanyakumari, the other districts were bifurcated at points of time. During the time of this is Kanyakumari and this is the Nilgiris and Chennai. Look at this. This is a Chennai. These 3 districts never bifurcated yet. So all the other districts have been just bifurcated at different points of time. So here this is the key has been given to you, index to follow. District boundary, state boundary, railways, golden corridor, north-south corridor, national highway, coastal road, state headquarters, district headquarters and other places also mentioned. This is your Tamil Nadu political map. Now first thing we are going to discuss about the Nilgiri Hills. The highest peak you are finding Tudabetta. That is the thing. Look at the Nilgiri Hills. The Nilgiri Hills is located in the northwestern part of Tamil Nadu. It consists of 24 peaks with more than 2000 meters height. Under that, Tudabetta is the highest peak, around 2637 meters of these hills, followed by Mukruti. Ooty and Kunur are the major hill stations which located on these hills. It has more than 2700 species of flowering plants and the state animal Nilgiri Thar is found in this hill. This is your Tudabetta. Now next is the Anamalai. Anamalai is located in the border of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It is located to the south of the Palghat Gap. Anamalai Tiger Reserves, Aliyar Reserve Forest, Valparai Hill Station, Kadamparai Hydroelectric Power Plant. These are located on these hills. Aliyar and Tirumurti dams are located at the foothills of this range. Palani Hills. These hills are the eastward extension of the Western Ghats. These hills are located in the Dindigul district. Then Vandaravu, that is around 2533 meters, is the highest peak in the Palani Hills. Vembadi Shola is its second highest peak, the hill station of Kodaikanal, which lies in the south central portion of the range. This is the Palani Hills. Look at the peaks in the Western Ghats. Height is also mentioned here. Number 1 is Tudabetta, Mukruti, Vembadi Solai, Perumal Malai, Kottayam Talai, Pagasura. Now, Cardamom Hills. Have you heard about the cardamom? Elaka, we used to call, right? It's one of the spice. So, these hills are also known as Elamala Hills, located in the southwestern part of Tamil Nadu. It acquires its name from the cardamom spice, which is commonly grown here. The other 2, pepper and coffee, are the other crops also cultivated over the hills. They meet the Anamalai Hills in the northwest, the Palani Hills in the northeast, and the Varasanadu and Andipatti Hills in the southeast. Look at this, Varasanadu and Andipatti Hills. Another eastward extension of the Western Ghats is the Varasanadu and Andipatti Hills. Megamalai, the highway mountain, Karugamalai, Kurangani Hill Station, Suruli and Kumbakarai waterfalls are also found on these hills. Chiruvalliputtur Grizzly Squirrel Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the southern slope of these hills in Virudhunagar district. Vaigai River and its tributaries originate in this region. Now we'll see the Eastern Ghats. Unlike Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats is a discontinuous and irregular one. As we have learned, Western Ghats are the continuous range. Now Eastern Ghats are the discontinuous and irregular one. It is dissected at many places by the rivers which drain into Bay of Bengal. Its height ranges from 1100 to 1600 meters. So these hills separate the plains from plateaus. So Javadu, Shervarayan, the Kalrayan, Kollimalai and Pachamalai are the major hills of the Eastern Ghats of Tamil Nadu. These are located in the northern districts of the state. So first thing we are going to talk about the Javadu hills. These hills are an extension of the Eastern Ghats which spread across parts of the Vellore and Tiruvannamalai districts and separates these two districts many peaks with a height of 1100 to 1150 meters which are located in this range. Melpattu is its highest peak. So many parts of this range are covered with bluish grey granites. It is noted for its fruit bearing trees, medicinal herbs and sandalwoods. Due to illegal logging, sandalwood trees are disappeared now. Now Kalvarayan Hills. The name Kalvarayan comes from the word Karalar, the ancient name of the present tribes. So it's another major range of hills in the Eastern Ghats of Tamil Nadu. This range, along with the Pachamalai, Aralvai Malai, Javadu and Shervarayan hills, which separates the river basins of Kaveri and Palar. The height of this hill ranges from 600 to 1220 meters only. Shervarayans. It is a mountain range located near the Salem city with a height ranging from 1200 to 1620 meters. The name of the range comes. Look at the peaks which is given in the Eastern Ghats. Shervarayan Temple, then Maramalai, Urugamalai, Kutirayan, Muganur, Valsamalai. So why are mountains heights measured from mean sea level and not from the ground level? Isn't it? Everything we used to find out as per the mean sea level only. Major hills in Tamil Nadu. Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Dindigul, Erode, Vellore, Namakkal, Salem, Kallakurichi, Viluppuram, Perambalur, Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli and the Nilgiris. So which are the hills are familiar in the Coimbatore? Marudamalai, then Velliyangiri and Anemalai. In Dharmapuri, Tirthamalai, Chitteri and Vathalmalai. Dindigul, Padamalai and Kodaikanal. Erode, Chennai Hills and Shivan Hills. Vellore, Javadu, Elagiri and Ratinamalai Hills. Namakkal, Kulli Hills. Salem, Shervarayan, Kanjamalai and Chalk Hills. Kallakurichi, Kalvarayan Hills. Viluppuram, Jinji Hills. Perambalur, Pachamalai. In Kanyakumari, Marunduwal Malai. Then Tirunelveli, Mahendragiri and Agasthyar Malai. Then in Nilgiris, Nilgiri Hills. These are the other important peaks which is from the name of the range comes from a local deity Shervarayan. The highest peak in the southern part of the Eastern Ghat is located in this range. The peak is Solai Karadu and its height is around 1620 meters. The hill station Yerkad, which is known as Poor Man's Ooty, is located on this range. Shervarayan Temple is its highest point is around 1623 meters. Kulli Hills, it's a small mountain range located in the Namakkal district. It covers an area of about 2800 square kilometer. It rises up to 1300 meters. So this is a mountain range that runs almost parallel to the east coast of South India. Sarpalishwara Temple located on this range, it's an important pilgrim center. So it has the largest cover of evergreen or shola forest which compared to the other parts of the Eastern Ghats. Several coffee plantations, fruits, flowers and silver oak estates also found in this region. Look at this now Tamil Nadu physical map. This is the region of Andhra Pradesh. Boundaries you have seen. So this is the Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu in the northern border Andhra Pradesh, northwestern side Karnataka and in the southwestern state Kerala. This is in the east, Bay of Bengal, and in the south, Indian Ocean. These are the important Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats. So it shows you the level. Eastern Ghats broken by the rivers, which flows from the west to the eastern side, which flows drain into Bay of Bengal. These are the mountainous regions you found. Now see the Pachamalai. It is the lowest hill range which spreads over the districts of Perambalur, Tiruchirappalli and Salem. In Tamil language, Pachai means green. The vegetation in this range is greener than the vegetative cover of the other hills in this region. For that only it is called as a Pachamalai. Hence it is named as Pachamalai. Jackfruit is the popular seasonal agricultural product of these hills. Now we are going to talk about the plateaus. An extensive elevated area of relatively a flat land. Plateaus of Tamil Nadu are located between the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. It is roughly triangular in shape and covers an area of about 60,000 square kilometer. Maramahal Plateau is a part of the Mysore Plateau situated in the northwestern part of Tamil Nadu. Its height ranges from 350 to 710 meters. Dharmapuri and Krishnagiri districts are located in this region. Coimbatore Plateaus, which lies between the Nilgiris and the Dharmapuri district. So make a note because you have to locate in your map. Coimbatore Plateau, which lies between the Nilgiris and the Dharmapuri districts. Its height varies from 150 to 450 meters. This region includes Salem, Coimbatore and Erode districts. Moyar River separates this plateau from the Mysore Plateau. What are the rivers? The rivers like Bhavani, Noyal and the Amravati, which originate from the Western Ghats, which forms the valleys in this region. Many intermontane plateaus are found in this region of the Nilgiris. Sigur Plateau is one such plateau. Madurai Plateau, found in Madurai district, extends up to the foothills of the Western Ghats. Vaigai and Tamirabarani basins are located in this zone. So these are the major plateau region. Now plains of Tamil Nadu. The plains of Tamil Nadu may be divided into two, namely inland plains and the coastal plains. Inland plains are drained by the rivers Palar, Ponnayar, Kaveri and Tamirabarani. Kaveri Plains is one of the most important fertile plains of the state. The plains of Kaveri is found in Salem, Erode, Karur, Tiruchirappalli, Pudukkottai, Tanjore, Tiruvarur and Nagapattinam districts. Coastal plains of Tamil Nadu are also called Coromandel or otherwise Cholamandalam, land of Cholas plain, which extends from Chennai to Kanyakumari in the eastern coastal border. Okay. It is formed by the rivers that flow towards the east, drain in the Bay of Bengal. It is more than 80 kilometers wide at some places. Though it is an emerged coast, some parts are submerged into the sea. The sand dunes formed along the coast of Ramanathapuram and Thoothukudi districts are called Teri. It's one of your second brief. Teri. The sand dunes, that dunes formed along the coast where Ramanathapuram district and the Thoothukudi districts are called as a Teri. Coral rocks are found at the head of the Gulf of Mannar in the east coastal plain. Pavalapparain like that Pavalakkal. These rocks Paraigal are found at the head of the Gulf of Mannar in the east of coastal plain. Now look at the beaches. The Coromandel coast along the Bay of Bengal consists of many beautiful and exotic beaches. The golden sands of Tamil Nadu beaches are scattered with the palm and casuarinas groves. Marina and Elliot beaches of Chennai, Kovalam beach in Kanchipuram and Silver beach in Kadalur are some of the famous beaches in Tamil Nadu. So make a note, Marina and Elliot beaches of Chennai, Kovalam beach in Kanchipuram and Silver beach in Kadalur are some of the famous beaches in Tamil Nadu. Now the drainage. It's nothing but a rivers. Rivers of Tamil Nadu are its lifeline. Though it has many rivers, the rivers of Kaveri, Palar, Ponnayar, Vaigai and Tamirabarani are the major notable ones. So most of the rivers of Tamil Nadu originate from Western Ghats and flow towards the east and drain into Bay of Bengal. So all the rivers of the state are non-perennial except Tamirabarani. Non-perennial means during the rainy season alone you can able to get the water. But Tamirabarani throughout the year you are just finding. It is a perennial as it is spread by both the southwest and northeast monsoon. Due to that, it receives throughout the year. Number 1. Kaveri. The river Kaveri originates at Talakaveri in the Brahmagiri hills of Kodugu, Coorg district of Karnataka. This district is very familiar for a coffee. So it is lying in the Western Ghats border. Total length of Kaveri river, it's around 805 km. About 416 km of its course which falls in Tamil Nadu. So it serves as a boundary between the Karnataka and as well as in Tamil Nadu for a distance of 64 km. It forms the Organical waterfalls in Dharmapuri district. Mettur Dam, also called as the Stanley Reservoir, is located across this river in Salem district. A tributary which called Bhavani, which joins the Kaveri on the right bank about 45 km from the Mettur Reservoir. Thereafter, it takes easterly course to enter into the plains of Tamil Nadu. Two more tributaries are there, Noyal and Amravati, which confluence the river on the right bank at Tirumukkadal, 10 km from Karur. The river is wider in this region where it is called as a Agandra Kaveri. Wider Kaveri. In Tiruchirappalli district, the river branches into two parts. The northern branch is called Kolurun or the Kollidam, and the southern branch remains Kaveri. From here, the Kaveri Delta begins. After flowing for about 16 km, the two branches join again to form the Srirangam Island. The Grand Anaikat, also called as Kallanai, it was built across the river Kaveri. After Kallanai, the river breaks into a large number of distributaries and forms a network all over the delta. The network of distributaries within the delta of Kaveri in the coast, it is called as the Garden of Southern India. It merges into Bay of Bengal to the south of Kadalur. Look at this major one, important. Another brief answer is Havai. Pamban, Hare, Crusade, Nallatanni Teevu, Pullivasal, then Srirangam, Upputanni Island Grounds, then Kattupalli Island, Kubil Island, and Vivekananda Rock Memorial are some of the major islands of Tamil Nadu. It shows you number of islands, major islands of Tamil Nadu. Pamban Island, Hare, then Crusade, Nallatanni Teevu, Pullivasal, Srirangam, Upputanni Island, then Upputtanni's Island Grounds, Kattupalli Island, Kubil Island, and Vivekananda Rock Memorial are some of the major islands of Tamil Nadu. Now look at the next important river after the Kaveri, Palar. The Palar river rises beyond the Thalagavara village in the Kolar district of Karnataka. The Palar drains an area of around 17,871 square kilometer, out of which nearly 57% lies in Tamil Nadu and the rest in the states of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Punnai, Gaundinya Nadi, Malattar, Cheyyar and Kiliyar are its major tributaries. Its total length is around 348 km, out of which 222 km of its course falls in Tamil Nadu. It flows through the districts of Vellore and Kanjipuram before entering into the Bay of Bengal near Kovattur. So these are the main. Next to Kaveri, Palar, then Pennayar and or otherwise we call Ponnayar. It originates from the eastern slope of Nandi Durga hills in the eastern Karnataka. It drains an area of around 16,019 square kilometer, of which nearly 77% lies in Tamil Nadu. It flows for a distance of 247 km in the southeasterly direction in the districts of Krishnagiri, Dharmapuri, Vellore, Tiruvannamalai, Kadalur and Villupuram. So it branches into two, that is Gadilam and the Ponnayar near the Tirukoilur Anaikat. Gadilam joins the Bay of Bengal near Kadalur and Ponnayar near the Union Territory of Puducherry. Chinnar, Markhanda Nadi, Vaniyar and Pambar are its tributaries. Heavy rain at the river's source causes sudden but short-lived floods. So the river is extensively dammed for the irrigation, especially in Tamil Nadu. There are reservoirs at Krishnagiri and Sathanur across this river. You have heard about the dam named Sathanur Dam. The Ponnayar is considered sacred by Hindus and festivals are held during the Tamil month of Thai Masam, that is January and February. Vaigai River. Vaigai River rises from the eastern slopes of the Varasanadu hills of Western Ghats of Tamil Nadu. So it drains an area around 7,741 square kilometer, which lies entirely in the state of Tamil Nadu. It flows through the districts of Madurai, Sivaganga and Ramanathapuram. Its length is around 258 km. It discharges its water into the Ramnath big tank and some other small tanks. The surplus water from the tanks is finally discharged into Park Street near the Ramanathapuram. Thamirabarani, the final one. The name is interpreted as a Thamiram, that is copper, and Varuni, streams of a river. The water of this river gives a copper-like appearance due to the presence of dissolved suspended red soil. It originates from a peak in Podigai Hills on the Western Ghats above the Papanasam in the Ambasamudram Taluk. The origin of the river is associated with the sage Agastya. It courses through the districts of Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi and finally flow into the Bay of Bengal near Punnaikayal in Thoothukudi district. Karayar, Servalar, Manimuttar, then Gadana Nadi, Pachayar, Chittar, the other major rivers of the Thamirabarani. Another Ramanadi or its main tributaries. It is the only perennial river in the South India. Throughout the year you can able to get the water supply. This is the major physiographic divisions and the rivers map you can able to identify. The next are the climate part, soils of Tamil Nadu, natural disasters in Tamil Nadu, wildlife in the next video clip. Thank you.